Well, let's get more on the latest developments in Afghanistan. Ahmad Shuja is a political commentator and also writes for the blog Afghanistan Analysis. He joins us from our Washington studio. A lot has been happening. Let's start off with the Taliban stopping these peace talks. What do you make of this latest development?
Right. The Taliban have effectively thrown the ball on America's court because they believe that obviously the ostensible reason that they've given is that they don't want the inclusion of the Afghan government, and that the Americans have been shifting the goalposts. But I think part of that is because it's perhaps a maneuvering tactic for them because they want a more suitable position for their negotiation tactics.
And in terms of President Karzai now asking for Western troops to stop, to be removed from Afghan villages, it all stems, of course, from the killing of the 16 civilians. What do you make of this? Because this really complicates the situation.
It definitely does complicate the situation because what you have is President Karzai has been under immense pressure over the past, in fact, several years, but especially over the past couple of months, because you've had repeated incidents involving U.S. soldiers, such as a Quran burning, the kill team, and the latest Kandahar incident. And he's been under a lot of domestic pressure to actually do something. And this is his way of appeasing or actually answering to the domestic pressure that he's under. But then it could also be a way for him to actually, as a gesture for him to the Taliban, because he's been accosting the Taliban over the past couple of years. But unfortunately, it was a very ill-timed because it coincided with a similar announcement from the Taliban that we just heard.
What's the way forward, in your opinion?
I think the way forward is to keep pushing for these, because we've heard President Karzai make similar announcements in the past, very difficult position announcements, but he's sort of dumbed down some of his positions and gone milder. But we've also seen that the Taliban have actually suspended and not altogether stopped the negotiations. So the ball, according to the Taliban, is on American court, but we'll have to see. I think that the best way forward is to push.
And of course, we've been hearing from the lawyer for the accused soldier. It's a very, very difficult situation. How should the Western forces be dealing with this particularly?
It's very difficult to say how they should be dealing with the situation, but I think what they've done in terms of taking the soldier away from Afghanistan has created a very negative reaction from the Afghan parliament, from the Afghan public opinion. But the fact is, I think the best way to do this, and I've said this before, is to stop similar incidents and to actually keep the Afghan public aware of the goings-on in this trial as it unfolds, and to let them know, because that justice can and is in the process of being served, although it is not the ideal situation, not what the Afghan public wanted to see, which is him being tried in Afghanistan.
Okay, Ahmad Shuja, a political commentator and a blogger for Afghanistan Analysis. Thank you very much for your thoughts there.